Hi everybody! Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm here today with a little special recipe for you. I was out in the garden checking out the carrots. They're actually pretty good, not bad. Some of them need a little time, but I managed to get a few. And today I'm going to share with you one of my most favorite recipes, and that's for carrot cake. And this recipe was given to me many moons ago by my sister, Mary Lou. I think it originally came from one of those cancer cookbooks that the hospital were selling back maybe even in the 80s, 90s maybe. Anyhow, I just love this recipe so much. It's super moist and super delicious, so I'm going to share with you now today. In my bowl already, I have 2 1/3 cup of flour. To that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And I'm just using, Arm & Hammer baking soda in the bowl. Make sure you get it all, especially if you do your ingredients up ahead of time like I did. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, regular ground cinnamon. You can get it pretty much anywhere. And we're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, just regular salt that you would use on your table. And we need a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and as you know, I like to fresh grate my nutmeg. They come in, I guess you would call them nuts. They look like this. I just need a 1/2 teaspoon, so I thought I'd show you how to grate it. I just basically take my little tool, my grating tool, and I'll lay it across my bowl, and I'll just have at her, and I'll grate a little bit in. And might be a little noisy on the bowl, but anyhow, the difference in the fresh nutmeg is absolutely amazing. The smell alone when you do this is enough to make you switch. I never ever buy nutmeg that's already pre-ground. Fresh is best in my opinion. So I need about a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm just going to grate maybe like a 1/2 of the nut maybe. They look kind of cool on the inside, kind of like brains. But it smells like really good, and it's especially good too. I make these banana pancakes, and it's really good in those as well. So a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and then to this I'm going to add a couple of raisins, dry raisins. Now I think that's about enough. That's about 1/2 of my nut. What I have here, I had some golden raisins that are in the cupboard. They need to be used up. You can use any type of raisins that you want. I'm going to use 1/2 golden and 1/2 Thompsons. You can use Sultana. You can use any type of raisins will be good in this recipe. So yeah, like about a cup. Put that in the bowl. Now I'm going to take this now, and I'm just going to kind of whisk it around just to kind of combine the ingredients. Nothing fancy, just to mix, to combine. If you see like you have a raisin stuck together like that, you can just, put your hands in there and pull them apart. And if you have a couple stuck together in the cake, well, hey, who's the lucky one to get that piece? Now, I'm going to take this bowl now, and I'm going to switch it out for this bowl. I'm just going to lay it aside, and now I'm going to take this bowl here, and in this bowl, I'm going to add 1 1/2 cup of sugar, regular granulated sugar, in the bowl. I'm going to take 3/4 cup of oil, and I'm just using regular sunflower oil. You can use vegetable oil. The only oil I probably wouldn't use is olive oil. Olive oil is great for cooking, but not so much for baking, depending on your recipe, of course. And to this now I'm going to add 3 eggs. I got some gorgeous eggs from Noel's Farm. They're in Carabinier, which I love. Fresh eggs are the best. I'm going to, maybe we'll get a double yolker, you never know. As usual, crack them ahead of time so that if you get a little shell, you're not going to eat it. That's 1 egg in there. Well, see, I got a little bit of shell, and if that was in there, it would be so hard to get it out. But, yeah, no. See, just like that. Wipe it off in my apron. Now, there's 2 eggs. Look how beautiful these eggs are. It's like, they're really, 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 really nice. And the shells are so nice and firm, as you saw. Yeah, give it a good whack. And here's my 3rd beautiful egg in the bowl with your sugar and your oil, your 3 eggs, and now I'm going to add 1 can of crushed pineapple, 398 ml. Just using Del Monte. You can use Dole, you can use store-bought brand, whatever. You're going to empty the whole thing in, juice and all. Try not to cut myself on camera. So in the bowl that's going. Make sure you have it all. I love pineapple. Now, I'm going to take this, and I'm probably better off to use my whisk because of the eggs. And we're just going to mix the oil, the eggs, the pineapple, and the sugar. That was right on the tip of my tongue then, and I could not get sugar out. Anyhow, oh sugar. Now you can see that all you got to do is just lightly blend that so that it's combined. Now, what we're going to do now is take our big bowl back, and I'm just going to kind of push it to make like, I don't know, you don't really need to do that, but I kind of like to make a little well in the middle, and then I'm going to empty this right into the center. There you go, all that juice. I know you think it's going to be wet. It's not a wet cake, it is a heavy cake, but it's super, super moist, and it stays moist for a very long time, and it also freezes very, very well as well. So we're going to, yeah, just kind of fold these in. That's why I love this recipe too. You don't even need a mixer. Imagine that, a cake without a mixer. Now we're just going to mix that until it's all combined and you don't see any dry spots from your flour. Sounds cool too. Now, show you here so you can see I got it all combined. I'm not seeing any dry spots, so that's a good thing. That means it's done. Don't overwork it because again you got baking soda in there, and if you stir baking soda too much you won't get the right rise, and this is already a heavy cake so you really want to be careful. So now to this I'm going to add 2.5 cups of shredded carrots. Don't like push down your carrots, just put them in there and, you know, measure it out, 2.5 cups. And use the small side of your grater. Like, don't use the big side that you would use for, say, mac and cheese. Use the little side, and that way you'll get nice little bits of carrots that are easy to cook, and yeah, you can't really see them in the cake. And then I'm also going to use half of a lemon rind. I got a fresh lemon here, and I'm just going to again just grate some of this into there, and this really brings out the brightness of the flavors of, like, you know, the carrot and the pineapple, and it makes it really, really tasty. you can, very optional. I love coconut in my, and I would use the, you know, the sweetened flake stuff in my carrot cake. But hubby doesn't really like coconut as much. So I'm actually going to leave it out today, just for him. I know, he's spoiled rotten, but anyway. Yeah, so half of a lemon rind. And I think I'm just about half there now. I don't want to use the full one, but you can see I still have a bit left on. And there's a little bit left on here, so I'm just going to scrape that off. Now, we're going to fold all of this together. And now you can really start to feel the heaviness of this cake. It's going to be so, so, so good. I think I'm going to make a cream cheese icing frosting for the top. I may, depending on my time today, I may come back and do another little video for that as well, because I do plan on maybe candying some pecans and putting them over the top, or I don't know. My imagination is running wild this morning, let me tell you. Which is a good thing. That's how we create things with our imagination. Now, this is all mixed together. It looks great. What I need to do now, all I need to do now, I should say, is take my bun pan. I'm just taking one of these, you know, regular bun pan with the hole in the middle. I'm taking some pan baking spray, and what I'm going to do is spray the inside, and be sure to like really spray it around the bottom of that little hole thing in there, and coat, make sure you coat all your sides. You don't want to overspray, but you want to spray it enough that it doesn't stick, especially in the middle. Yeah, all sprayed. And now I'm going to, all I have to do is pour this into here, and then we're going to bake it for about an hour or so, I guess, or until a toothpick comes out clean. Your oven might be a little different than mine. You know, I'm like the pro with the turning the bowl and pouring the cake mix in all at the same time. I'm going to have to actually freeze a piece of this for my mother. She dearly loves carrot cake just as much as I do, and I really, really love it. These are great too. You can also make these, one loaf will make 4 mini loaves. I think like maybe 2x4 loaves or whatever, which are great for, you know, bake sales and craft fairs and that sort of thing. Yeah, put some icing on those, even better. I like to scrape the bowl because it's not a super high cake either, so I think I might even split it when I do the icing and put a layer in between, which would be extra, extra, extra yummy. Sorry. Now, just want to kind of tap, 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 tap a little bit. Make sure there's no air bubbles and stuff. You can see my pan is about 3/4 way full. My oven is perfect, right on time. Give it a bless, a little sprinkle of love, and yeah, in about an hour, this is going to be ready, and I really will try to come back and show you the cream cheese frosting. So yeah, give it a try, use up your carrots, and yeah, have the most beautiful day. Once again, bye.